I actually have quite a few things to talk about.
Yay!
Um, which is part of why I was like last week. I was like, I need some more time. I've got lots of things happening, so
Hmm.
or about to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um, I don't know if you already hit the record button,
I, I,
but
I did. I pressed it at a really good point because I pressed it when you said I actually have a lot to talk about this week or something along those lines.
yes. Yeah. So we I am a teacher in California, which means that we do things related to California history.
Hmm.
One of those things relates to the gold rush, where 1848 they find gold. It's just after the Mexican-American War, and so California now goes from a population of like less than 1,000 to tens upon tens upon tens of thousands to like over 100,000 in like the span of a few years.
I assume you
Everybody,
also hand them the adage of the time of the pickaxe thing.
um, so well, it's more like I a lot of these kids know the 49ers, but they don't know that's related to, the 1849 gold rush,
Hmm.
right? And it's like that's why they have red and gold, because red's on the California Republic flag and gold is what they found in California. And so
Hmm.
there you go.
I also did not know that.
Well, glad to be informative.
Yeah.
And the people who found the gold rush ended up broken and alone and sad and died um, drinking themselves to death. But, that's just what happens. Never mind that.
Hmm.
So as part of learning about California history, we take a overnight field trip over to um, where gold was first found in California, Coloma, and it's like a overnight camp with all sorts of activities set up. They get to make their own cornbread, which it's really good. I tried it. I
Hmm.
sampled them.
Hmm.
They get to learn how to make like little shelters, and then they also get to pan for little gold flakes. And get the experience of, man, that water's really cold. Why are we doing this in January?
Hmm.
It's like that's the Gold Rush experience. You, you just you got to take breaks. Um, but they had a huge blast and like a great time. And I get my own cabin, and it's a pretty nice cabin. And it's got like a little fridge in it. It's got its own bathroom. It's a bunkhouse. It's really great and comfortable, and I'm like super tired out because I've been walking around all day trying to make sure that like all the kids are all right and that like everybody's having fun, taking pictures and everything. And I go to retire to my cabin and I'm just exhausted. I fall asleep really early, like 9:30ish, and I wake up in the middle of the night and it's 3:30 a.m. And I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to go back to sleep. And I remember the other teachers that are on the trip with me were sending texts of like, "Hey man, look at the stars. It looks so great." I'm like, I didn't actually get to look at the stars. You know what? I know this is a silly idea, but maybe I can go out and just take a quick look at them and then go back to sleep.
Hmm.
So I go out, I open the door to my bunkhouse, and um, naturally, as I'm going through, it just kind of swings closed behind me, and I'm like, I pause when I get out there because it's again January. We're up in the mountains. It's super cold. And I realize, you know what? What was
Oh
I
no.
thinking? This
Oh
is really
no. Oh
dumb.
no.
I
Oh no.
I mean, if I look out, there's all these really sharp rocks on all the paths here, and if I'm not going to look at anything or go anywhere aside from this bunkhouse, I really need my shoes. I can't go out here in just socks.
Yep.
And I turn around and I go
Mm-hmm.
to open the door,
Mm-hmm.
and I've locked myself out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It is 3:30 a.m. in January in the mountains. I'm in my Stranger Things pajamas
Oh my fucking god.
and socks, and my phone is inside. The only thing I have with me is my little Fitbit watch that I have, which can help me know that yes, it is in fact almost 4 a.m. and no, this is not a dream, and no, you are not getting back inside there without somebody and helping you. Thus begins my tale of I need to get help.
Mm.
So I carefully, go across the very sharp and pointy rocks, um, which are meant for my nice, comfortable boots that I brought that are
Yeah.
inside my cabin now. And ow, ow, ow! I get all the way to the dinner tent, right, where there's like a kitchen and everything, and like maybe there's somebody here, keeping an eye on things, or I don't know, cleaning up or something. Nobody there.
Can your Fitbit not connect to your phone?
It's not an Apple Watch. It can't call people or anything. So,
Okay, yeah.
um, so then I'm kind of like, okay, I've got two options from here in this area. Option one, I can go and check out. There's this snack wagon they added. Literally a wagon with a door and like a staircase up to it, where it's meant for like the adults, chaperones, and teachers and whatnot to like take a break, get some snacks and stuff, and they
Hmm.
like don't charge, just like put in a donation. Or I can go to the cabin where my other teachers are and knock on their door at 3:30 in the morning
This
and let them
being
know.
this being the other cabin because it's another cabin because it is all female teachers because you were the only male teacher because the other guy,
Yes,
yeah.
because the other guy moved to a different position. So,
Yep.
yeah. Um, Coincidentally, if I was not the only male teacher, this would not have been an issue at all.
Yep.
Um, because I would have just knocked on and said, "Dude, let me in." I did a stupid thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I go to the snack wagon, and the snack wagon has like one light bulb in it that doesn't work and is more for show. So I'm in the dark in the snack wagon. Good news is it has a heater. Thing is, the heater only works near the door. So I pull over a chair. I sit in front of the heater in the snack wagon in the dark, 4 a.m. And I'm like, I can't see anything. What a... I start laughing because of how ridiculous it is. My feet are all like hurt and like, you know, the non-stop sharp rocks is not a good deal whatsoever. Okay, I take a moment, I center myself. I'm like, I think I'm just gonna go ask for help. I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna be the one that actually annoys people. I'm gonna overcome my social anxiety for this moment and this moment alone.
And being real, the humiliation's coming either way. So,
So I head over there. I knock, freak them out a little bit. I'm like, hey, I need help. I'm like, what? And they're like half asleep. They don't understand. And they're just like, we just go to the medical cabin. There's an extra bed up there. So you're gonna have to wait until the people who work here are on campus again. I'm like, okay. You understand that the medical cabin is on a steep uphill climb up sharp rocks, and I don't have shoes, right? And they can't really help me. But I now have a direction, which I was already considering before I even talked to them of like I could go up there, but that would be like incredibly painful and hard. So I go back to my de facto headquarters, the snack wagon, once more, and I grow a certain level of fondness for the snack wagon. I'm like, I'm gonna give you such a huge
yep.
donation
Damn
in
right.
here later.
Damn right.
I'm gonna drop enough. There's only $1 in the donation jar. I'm gonna throw in five later. I'd give more, but this isn't exactly the best place. Um, and so I decide that it's time to activate my survival gamer and craft my way to success here. I go back to the kitchen tent and I find that under one of the sinks is a bunch of towels. And I take the towels and I wrap them around my feet to make makeshift shoes.
Yep. Makes sense.
And I proceed to then go all the way up the hill, all the way in the dark to the medical cabin, get in there. My feet are freezing because wet grass and everything. It's January. I'm in the mountains. It's cold. It's now 5 a.m. I've been trying to find a way to get back to my cabin for like an hour and a half. And there's a bed there, pillow, blanket. I go over there, collapse on that bed, pass out for an hour and a half. Wake up 6:30, go back down the very steep, sharp hill, go to the kitchen where there's people there. Hey, I got locked out of my cabin. They let me in. Boom, I'm back in there 6:45, the time that all of these students are now starting to wake up and we have to start packing things up to go.
Did you enjoy the
Oh man.
stars?
I didn't even see them really
Oh,
that well. It was cloudy. Yeah, no, there's no silver lining here, except it's a funny story.
well, the clouds probably had a silver lining, but you didn't get to see a twinkly lining.
Yeah. And so that was my field trip story.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, the kids all had a really great time. And I'm back to the regularly scheduled teaching program as it is. I'm a little patient.
Zero, you are gonna get so much shit when it's time for the next field trip.
You know what?
They are going to put
Probably,
you in bubble wrap.
What did I
probably.
miss?
Oh, I locked out. I got locked out of myself. I locked myself out of my cabinet at 3 a.m. Um,
In the mountains.
in the mountains in January.
But oh dear,
It's okay. I survived. I'm here. I didn't die.
I wouldn't have guessed it from the fact that we're talking to you now.
Exactly. Right. See?
He's
All
actually a
that in.
ghost. It's his last will and testament. The fucking Jason Michael Vormeyers got him. I don't know where I was going with that. That happened.
Hmm.
So yeah, fun
Yeah.
field trip. Good job, Zero.
Thank you. I've been telling the story to basically everybody that I can because it is I just find it funny.
Hmm.
I'm not embarrassed or humiliated or anything. It's just like this is this is it was fun. It was so ridiculous. It's funny to me. Um so yeah, that was my big life event of the week.
Hmm.
Um and this has the other, I guess, in real life event happening that I am gonna be talking about is I decided that I was going to download what the people call a dating app.
Oh boy. Okay.
And I, after working up the courage to send a few likes to people and then not get matched back with them, and then get likes sent to me by people who I have absolutely no interest in,
Hmm.
I think I'm just gonna take it slow. You know,
Hmm.
but I'm feeling confident enough to put myself out there again, which is nice.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe I'll meet a nice girl who likes to talk about D&D and fan fiction or something.
Yeah. They're out there.
I was on it. I was just like, I need to find a nerd. This is my goal. I need to find somebody who is like in their profile is like unapologetically a nerd. That is what I am looking for.
Hmm.
If I try to like meet up with someone who is like not into the same things as I am at all, it's not going to be a good time, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's gonna be slow going, but hey, hopeful. Um, on another note, I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Survivor. It's the sequel to Fallen Order,
Yeah.
and enjoying my time with that game a lot more. I unlocked the like you get the cross guard, like the Kylo Ren cross guard style lightsaber, and it's like great sword style,
Hmm.
which is really fun. Um, I've been enjoying that my time with that, and it's gotten me back into Star Wars to an extent where it's just like, man, I really like when they do cool things with this setting and this world. I really do.
Yeah. Cool things are nice. I miss them.
So I started watching Andor,
Oh, fair enough. Fair cop. Yeah.
because I'm on episode 5 of season 1 right now, and I'm in. That's really good. That's really good. um, Andor is in. It's a Star Wars story about Cassian Andor, character from Rogue One. Um, his backstory, but also really focuses on that time of the rebellion between episodes 3 and 4 and how that's starting to like start, and the way that they take such a like a measured realism to everything is really refreshing. Um, you watch some Star Wars things, and it's like this is meant for kids. Andor is not meant for children. It is meant for people who have grown up with Star Wars and who want like a serious look at what this actually, this world looks like when the Empire is taking over, and they do a really good job of that. Big recommend.
Hmm.
I'm not even to season 2 yet, but like this is high quality,
Hmm.
like really high quality Star Wars storytelling. Consistently, like there is a lot of intentionality with everything, and I really appreciate that. It's making me hopeful for more things like this. And then the people who made the Clone Wars are now making a Darth Maul show, which I'm kind of looking forward to be honest.
Hmm.
Sure, why not? I'm in a Star Wars mood. I'll watch anything as long as it's not terrible. And yeah, Andor's really good. I'm gonna keep watching it and give more thoughts on that. But it's such a minor character from a like from the scope of everything. But because it's a much smaller scale style of story, you get so much more focus on a lot of the like details and themes that I don't know, just give it a lot of depth of storytelling. So yeah, that's good. I also started watching a new anime. Have you guys heard of Sentenced to Be Hero?
No.
Okay, it just came out. It's only about three episodes out right now, and I am really enjoying it.
I did see that on Crunchyroll just this morning. Might have been yesterday. I saw the synopsis and, well, I'm interested. I mean, it sounds interesting, but I'm not really sure it's my kind of show. What is keeping your intrigue about it?
So, Sentenced to Be Hero is a story in which, um, kind of instead of the usual, oh, hero has to beat the Demon King, it is the worst criminals are sentenced to be quote unquote heroes who are forced to fight against the front line of a demon blight. And if they die, they just bring them back by taking the body parts of other corpses and things like that. You are sentenced to be a hero. Death is not an escape.
I was about to say Night's Watch, and then you took a turn.
And if you do die and get brought back, you lose parts of your memory and yourself.
Hmm.
So there's stake to it. Um, and it is a very gritty, darker story, but like the animation and the art style is just really, really good. Like this is really well animated. The soundtrack is really good. The performances, like it's a very high quality show in all regards. And the way that they have these demons, it's almost like a cancerous blight that takes the flora and fauna of the surroundings and then warps them into these monstrosities, and you can see like the glowing um demon blight is like these cancerous tumors that are like jutting out of these monsters. And I'm really enjoying the world that they're establishing, and the characters have a really good dynamic. So it's so far I'm really enjoying my time with it.
I should have said Grey Wardens. God.
Yeah. Um yeah, so Sentence to Be Hero recommendation. That one's really good. And I appreciate how like dire everything is in that setting. And so like these heroes are kind of scorned because they are all known to be horrible criminals. However, they are like the first to be thrown into the most dangerous missions. They are a suicide squad essentially.
Hmm.
And there's some stuff that suggests there's going to be a lot of depth to some of the characters, and there already is quite a bit. uh I don't want to say too much because I feel like if you watch the first episode you'll get a very good impression as to what it's about. The first episode's like almost an hour long. Like it's a long one to fit everything in, but it does a really good job of establishing what this world is, what the stakes are, and why you should keep watching, because it's really good. I'm enjoying my time with it.
Hmm.
I was not expecting myself to enjoy this as much as I have, and happy to be surprised. I guess I'm used to so much like isekai slop, I guess. And this is not isekai. This is just straight up fantasy.
Hmm.
And because it is straight fantasy, um, everything feels more grounded in reality and having stakes. Like there's no like, oh man, I'm just from Japan. No, it's like you are a person in this world and you have done something unforgivable that you cannot forgive yourself for, and now you have to go fight and die. So yeah, that's my big recommendation for that.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess my last thing that I would have to comment on about my week or weeks as is, um, so Animal Crossing has an update out, in which they decided to go ahead and add a bunch of stuff that should have been in the game from the start, to be honest. Well, extra stuff, but also like previously you could get like, oh hey, items from the Legend of Zelda series, or oh hey, items that were like little arcade machines you could play little games on. All those stuff is added back in. They added in a new hotel mode, optimizations for the Switch 2, and even more items and things. And so I spent some time going back to my island, paying paying a sloth 60,000 bells to get rid of my weeds because I didn't want to do it myself.
Hmm.
And buying up all Legends of items, realizing, oh yeah, I can get Minoru from Tears of the Kingdom now in my on my island. She's now an Animal Crossing character. Sure, let's do that. Um, and yeah, there's a new hotel at the docks, and you can go and build up some hotel rooms for different guests. And when you do that, you can now have different islanders on your island that aren't a part of your town. But they're just move walking around anyway, so you get more variety of people and personalities, which is a really fun addition, I think. And there's like an extra shop for getting more furniture items because at the end of the day, you all just want to get more furniture items, right? For more furniture items. Yes. Yes, I do. More. I made the top floor of my house a very Zelda themed area with the new Zelda stuff, and it made me very happy. And now I'm gonna probably stop playing the game for like a month.
I mean,
But that's me.
how much have you been playing it like before this?
I stopped playing for a long period of time until this update came out.
Yeah, a month. A month sounds. I don't know whether to say optimistic or pessimistic in this case, but it's probably going to be longer than a month, is what I mean. You know.
Probably. But like, I mean, I don't know. The reason why, like, when I got the Switch 2, I ended up having to restart my world all over again because I didn't transfer it correctly. So a lot of stuff that I did do, I had to redo.
Mm.
And part of the reason why I was getting back into it back then was because I had started a new relationship with someone, and they wanted to get me into play Animal Crossing with me, and so they were helping me, and then that relationship fell apart, and so then I stopped playing. So
Mm.
you know
Mm.
that's kind of like the hefty emotional reason of like not coming back here because it reminds me of that. But I
Fair
think I
enough.
moved past it. Yep. Anyway, how you guys doing?
How you doing, patient?
Well enough. I mean, did I mention what happened at my job that got me put on probation?
No. The last we heard about your job was you started at the gym and were just sort of yeah, you started at the gym and were doing weekends and then also going to your regular 9 to 5 at the bank and were planning to eventually leave that if the gym thing became stable because you would be able to move to the new gym that they're opening uh, and you were just kind of waiting for that was what we'd heard last.
Yeah. Yeah, that remains the case. What happened was last March, I made a mistake that was not caught before it was too late to reverse it. I didn't catch it, and neither did anyone else involved, including the customer. I won't go into too many details, but the customer then proceeded to let us know about the mistake in December.
Oh.
A long time to be to not have that much. So last week I found out I did have to be put on probation as a result of that mistake. After a couple of weeks were spent resolving it. So I'm not upset about that. It's understandable for the screw up that I made, although I am a bit salty about it getting to this point only because no one noticed for 9 months. But whatever. Mid-April, everything should be fine. Of course, when my boss's boss informed me of this, I asked if it would affect my ability to take my vacation time, and she said it wouldn't. She was wrong. I put in a request for vacation for the first half of February, and it was denied because I'm on probation. So, I'm upset about that. Yeah. On the bright side, living in Texas does mean that a little bit of snow goes a long way, so I do have tomorrow off with pay.
Yeah, no one's going anywhere.
Yeah, and we'll see how I don't think it'll last the rest of the week, but I'll keep holding out hope that it does. It's always this time of year that things get their coldest. So
yeah, just for the sake of clarification for the people listening, this is being recorded during the big storm of the gigantic boobs of the polar vortex hovering over the entire United States. So, yeah.
I hadn't heard it put that way before, and I would be quite content if I never heard it put that way again.
Let me put it this way: it is named Storm Fern. For those not aware, the anime Freerun, anime and manga, has a character named Fern who is predominantly drawn in fan art with ample assets, let's call it.
Yeah.
This funny thing of someone going back to the actual anime and where did they go?
I saw that post. It's like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean she's not like?
Yeah, but yeah, that's a thing that's happening as of recording. Hoping all the electrical grids and everything stay intact and stuff, and hope everyone is prepared.
Yep.
Yeah. So aside from that, the gym is going all right. I have been informed that I need to get CPR certified in order to keep the job, so that's something. I will be reimbursed up to $150 if it takes that much to get certified. It would be my second time doing it. Yeah, it would be my second time doing it. I took a class for it in college, but that's long since expired, so I'll just need to look up local courses.
Yeah, I was going to say, depending on where you are, I know that if you've had a certification before, it can be easier to renew it, depending on the time difference between it, but if it's been that long, then probably not.
It might be worth doing it again because best practice has changed, I believe, for CPR over the past 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. But even with renewing, you still have to go through, like, do you still know the basics? Can you still, like, pass a test and do it? But yeah.
Yeah, it has been about 8 years since I took that course, so I could definitely use a refresher.
You're going to need to take that course again.
Yeah, I remember the basics, but better to know more than that. Yeah. Beyond that, a TV Tropes page led me to a new manga, and by new I mean old, posted a couple of years back. It's called, Is It My Fault That I Got Bullied? Just a pretty short 30 episode, 30 chapter manga series that is as dark as you can imagine from the title.
That doesn't.
Well, it was quite an engaging read, I'll say that. On the subject of other anime, still waiting for a bit of news on some of the other shows. 100 Girlfriends Season 3 has been announced, but it hasn't been. I don't know when it's coming out yet. If it's spring, then that's a couple of months away. There's also Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon. I got into that one pretty recently. Have I mentioned that one?
I don't think so. Backstabbing and backward done. That feels like something I might have read. But keep talking.
The gist of it is a basic fantasy world. You have 9 races who make up the world, and humans are by far at the bottom of the food chain, considered by most of them little more than glorified livestock. So you have this young boy, human adventurer named Light. Good start already. Who becomes the member of a party that's a concord of all of the different tribes, one member from each of them. For the first time, he feels welcomed. And then they escort him into part of the most dangerous dungeon in the world, where it's revealed that they were actually there to murder him because they had suspicion that he was a certain entity called a maestro, master, something of that sort. And he escaped certain death thanks to a teleportation trap that sent him not to anywhere safe, but in fact to the very deepest, darkest, most dangerous part of the most dangerous dungeon in the world that they were in. But then it turns out there's a power he has that allows him to generate basically anything in the form of cards, but it is not under his control. And up until that point, it's only generated rotten food, bent silverware, anything of that sort, nothing of any value. Then he finds out the hard way that the source of that misfortune was using it in an environment that wasn't thick with magic energy, which the bottom of the dungeon most definitely is. So when he's about to be killed by a very, very dangerous looking monster, he calls on the magic and actually gets someone who can help him. Just summons a guardian who defeats the monster, heals his wounds, and helps him, basically sworn to him. And he spends the next 3 years using the gift he has to stockpile as many resources as possible in preparation for taking revenge on the outside world.
I am vaguely, not so vaguely, reminded of another thing that was an isekai thing. I think it was like an entire class of like 30 people getting isekai'd,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
suddenly everyone turns on this one dude because he's like the class outcast or something.
Is this
And
Ari Ferreira you're referring to?
I don't fucking know. I just know it's a thing. It's a story that I have heard of and seen a fic of, where he gets dumped and like attempted murder and gets ended up in the bottom of the big bad dungeon and survives by eating things, I think, or something. That
Oh,
might have been the
okay.
fic.
That's
I don't
okay.
know. That might have been the
So
fic.
the the
No, I found it. Ari Ferretta. Yep.
Ari Ferreira has a similar premise. The idea of being backstabbed, teleportation trap into the deepest level of the dungeon is something that I've seen in a lot of different isekai stories. Um, I'm curious though, if this guy's ability is okay, now he's got the gotcha summoning now, and he's getting those good cards. The it takes 3 years in there to build up this strength. So, from in your opinion, patient, what's the big appeal of this? Like,
I remember I actually spoke about this last week. I don't know if I mentioned the manga's name, but
Well, we didn't record last
yeah,
week, so
he's amassed all of these resources. He's hit the max level of 9,999. He has enough forces to challenge the world. But before all of that, what he wants to know most is why they tried to kill him. What is Master? So he's not just leaping straight into revenge. He's navigating the world at large, posing as an adventurer while his plots turn in the background, and just trying to unravel this pretty much global conspiracy as to why this status quo that keeps humans firmly at the bottom, below the bottom of the food chain, is in place, who's enforcing it, and is this world worth sparing? So basically, that's the thing. The whole underlying mystery of what kind of conspiracy is at work here in the background. And that's while he's working to hunt down and take out his former party members one by one, and also trying to find his lost family.
it kind of sounds like, what was it, Arifredo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that multiplied by Metaphori Fantasio multiplied by Redo of Healer.
Okay. Uh, I have not seen Redo of Healer, nor do I intend to, but I know the premise from the Peggy Sue page on TV Tropes, one of my favorite tropes. So,
Yeah, I'm going to say it's probably not a flattering or even a particularly fair comparison. It's just I'm listing the tropes that it seems to be lifting from.
now I will say, while there isn't actual rape involved, there's definitely mind rape involved. He, they, there is a lot of torture going on to his former party members. Just the story makes it very, very clear that these people deserve no sympathy for what they're going through. So it's, yeah, Light is definitely evil when it comes to them, but the
Okay,
world as a whole,
maybe the comparison wasn't as unfair as I thought it was at first.
yeah.
Okay.
He's definitely evil when it comes to them, but the world as a whole is definitely the greater evil. So it's hard to see Light as the bad guy.
it's a revenge fantasy story.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and those are not like they're actually rather common in the isekai genre, which is why we're talking about all this stuff coming up over again. But I'll check it out because one thing that I know about isekais is, as a genre, is that, or not even, I don't even call this isekai necessarily. This is technically a fantasy story. It just has isekai elements in terms of like common tropes. Um, which actually will give it points for that. If it's just a fantasy story instead of an isekai story, that's points for that. Means that
Yeah.
there's more stake in there. Um, I'll give it a try and see how it is. If you're recommending it, I'm sure that there's something more I can add on to the strengths of the story.
Yeah, I'm not good at describing these things. I've discovered that it feels like every time I try recommending a story to Hornet in particular, I just end up just I say one thing too far and it just kills his interest right away. So I've I need to get better about it.
Hmm. I think, yeah, I think that like it's it's hard to sell people on these types of stories in general, because there's a lot of elements that are commonly seen, so people begin to make a lot of assumptions. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I feel like just in general, a revenge story is a hard sell without understanding the revenge in its the purpose of it in its complexities, rather than this person did a bad to me and now I want to get back at them. It seems very shallow. Uh, the devil's in the details for this kind of thing. So just saying, hey, it's a revenge thing. It's like Berserk is not particularly interesting unless you get into the details of what that story actually turns into, uh, and just the level of understanding of the characters to understand just why it is special, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that I think that is very hard to sell when it comes to revenge stories, because without the context, it seems petty, just by default.
It's fair.
No offense to the story that I obviously haven't read, so I don't fucking know. Could easily be the most legit. Well, not the most legit thing. I did just say Berserk, but a very legit thing and a interesting story on its own merits in that sense.
Yep. I will say, it's. I think if I'm interpreting what I've read on the TV Trips page correctly, this is the third incarnation of the story, the manga that I'm reading right now, which is, it's currently on the fifth species after, out of the 8 that Light is going after, and each one has its own story arc, which is not, it does not automatically revolve around his revenge. But there are some details on the TV Trips page that just allude to things that haven't happened yet. And there's one previous visual novel of it that only had 6 other races instead of 8. So, yeah. Don't know what to say about the versions that I haven't read yet myself. I'm just looking at the most recent one.
A lot of the time, not always, I'm definitely going to say not always, but a lot of the time when it comes to stuff that has been adapted from, let's call it very raw formats, like you said, visual novel, I'm going to just take a stab in the dark and say it was maybe a web novel before that. Um, just a mild expectation that I have of how this sort of thing goes. They tend to get refined as that process goes along, because you start with a very simple and very personal interpretation of how the story is going to go, and it's very raw, and then you get published as an other thing, and that usually gets someone else to be like, hey, this is a little raw, and maybe you could use a little work in another pass, kind of thing. And then happens again. Doesn't always work out that well. Sometimes it has its ups and downs. I could point to Tanya the Evil for that, where the author had a very interesting journey with that particular story, in its multiple adaptations. And of course, we know everything we need to know about the adaptation hell that is everything Hollywood does to everything. So obviously, it doesn't always work out like that. But that's a very hit or miss adaptation, Casey, kind of thing you can say. But when it comes to like,
Casey,
sorry.
For a second there, I thought you were quoting the name of another manga or something like that. That could make for a good story. Everything Hollywood does to everything.
I mean,
there's no shortage of plot threads that you could weave into a good story.
Everything Hollywood does to everything, and you start with just like, I don't know, a basic adaptation of a story of Writer Road, or you could do like basic pitches, and then you've got like, hey, they're doing an adaptation of this, I want to be the writer for this. And then they get into the hell of doing adaptations, and then you have the AI arc. I think it has legs, I'm not gonna lie. Not that a Hollywood pastiche is exactly a new idea, but
anyway, like you were saying, so it's basically like a remaster of the story. That makes sense.
Yeah, when it comes to one person writing a story and then suddenly they get an editor is what I'm talking about as far as adaptations go,
Yes,
rather than
that
this is a
makes a lot.
story that is
That makes
written
a
and
lot of sense.
cultivated and made into what they want it to be and it's good, and then it gets a fucking production team, and that's a very different conversation.
It makes sense. It's just going from good to better to best. Hopefully, not always,
Not
but
always,
hopefully.
but yeah.
So yeah, only one season has been released, and it's oddly enough not on Crunchyroll. I had to I had to buy a subscription on Roku for that. Mm, And the last two episodes haven't been dubbed in English yet. But it was good. And I'm hoping that we can see more of it.
God damn it! I missed out on a
Beyond.
joke. When I was talking about Tanya the Evil, I should have said the saga of Tanya the Evil, or rather, the saga of Tanya the Evil. I should have said.
Yes.
Wasted opportunity. That would have been. Oh, I can be clever 5 minutes
Well,
after
it's
it's
still funny
relevant.
now.
It's great.
Hey, it's still funny. Yeah, beyond that, uh, still working on exercise. It's a struggle, but my blood is reading slightly less unhealthy than the last time I checked it, so that's good.
Blood,
So,
as in blood test.
testing as in whether I am diabetic or not.
Right.
And it is less pre-diabetic than it was before. So there's that.
I would be interested to know my own result now that I'm eating healthier. Yeah, I was also at pre-diabetic the last blood test that I got. The last results that I saw, rather.
I see. Hope you take care of yourself properly. Beyond that, don't think there's anything else going on right now. It's pretty well. Yeah. Life goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when we didn't record last week, the only thing I had to talk about was, hey, remember when I said that I played Game Dev Tycoon again and it was kind of not great? Yeah, I started playing Mad Games Tycoon 2 again, which is, after playing Game Dev Tycoon, just kind of looks 1,000% better. It's much more robust an experience, and I very much recommend it. It's just a fun time. It's very... it's the... fucking what's the modern equivalent of like Theme Hospital? I know there is one, but I can't remember what it's called. Two Point Hospital, I think it was what it was called. It's kind of that in style. It doesn't try to be comedy. That is the difference. That's the only difference. But yeah, that is a neat experience of just going through the decades of the video game industry and trying to build a studio in that ecosystem. And it has all the events, like it has the 80s video game crash where you have to be like, okay, everything's going to go to shit for a bit because of Atari or whatever they've decided to call it that's not Atari. And you get the rise of Nintendo and Sega and everything, and then they collapse and all that stuff. And it's good. It's a good time, just sort of navigating that whole thing, building your own stuff. What else did I do? I have gotten back into watching Suede's Pokemon reviews that were taken off of YouTube and are now, I believe, only on Patreon. So I very much recommend Suede as a Patreon creator. Still, very cool doing episodic reviews of the original Pokemon anime. Is getting toward the end of Johto, I want to say, at this point. Just, a nice time is what I call it. Very nice background stuff to have on while doing other things. And for the thing that at least one person actually wants to hear about, I did go around to see my mum. this weekend
Yeah.
and did ask her about whether she's done any reading. She is going through some shit at work because of bad scheduling, and also is getting a kitchen renovation done, and also other personal things that we're not going to get into. So she has made an attempt, but has been like, okay, I need to give this more of my attention than I can give it right now. So we're going to wait on this kind of thing. So. So that is my very long-winded way of saying, yeah, she has not really gotten into reading Berserk yet. But the attempt is still there because she is aware that this is technically also going to be a gift for me. Her planned birthday present for me next month is the deluxe edition of Volume 3, which means I also will not be able to read that until she's finished with it.
Oh dear. Well, all of my best wishes for her, for both of you.
Yeah. It's just stuff. It's cool. She's doing okay. Personal things aside that are not great.
Well, it just happens.
Yeah.
Hope all that stuff gets resolved.
Yeah. The work thing seems to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of anything else I could possibly talk about, and a blank mostly. I have more hospital appointments for like X-ray, I think, just as a precaution. But I don't think they're going to find anything, and I don't think they think they're going to find anything either. But it's just a precaution thing. And follow-up appointment next month that is probably just going to be, yeah, we have confirmed that there is no underlying cause, and it's just, hey, eat healthier and be healthier. You can go away now, kind of thing, is pretty much what I'm expecting at this point, which I am doing and is helping. So, that's cool. Speaking of, it's just gonna be medication that I keep forgetting to take until like halfway through my day. Go me. Remembering eventually. That is basically the mantra of my entire life at this point, is remembering eventually.
Yeah. So, as long as you remember eventually, you'll get there.
Depending on how long eventually is. That is a
just problem. Don't forget forever.
Yeah. So I have nothing cool to talk about. I have said all that. Yeah.
Dang.
Which is to say, I have said none of the cool things, but everyone else said cool things, so I can take credit by proxy of all the cool things. Great.
I don't think that's how that works at all, actually. In fact, I dare say that's not how it works.
I feel like I'm the one that's recording, so I can cut that reprisal out and just sort of just say, yeah, how that works.
I think this is a dictatorship.
It is technically, well, unless you want to do the recording.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that shit, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair enough then, isn't it?
I know why.
Get me fucking get. Anyway. Yeah. So, we did.
Yeah.
Did we do Patreon? I think we did Patreon for January.
We did Patreon.
Yeah.
Already. Yeah.
Yeah. You're still cool though, everybody that's patrons.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate you. You guys are awesome.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, I guess on that whimpering note, bye, everybody.
No, I think that was better than whimpering. I would say that was muttering. Thank you very much. Yeah, the Patreon Discord link in the description. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Don't get locked out of your cabin.
See you next month.
That sounds like a jab, but it's also technically true because this was recorded at the end of January. For those people listening to it in the middle of February. So, bye, everybody.
Bye.